What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another video. This video has actually been in quite huge demand from people on Instagram requesting this, guys in the group chat as well, to go into a little bit more detail on swing trading versus day trading and when to know when to swing trade and when to day trade. In this video, I'm going to cover a swing trade of an example of a stock that I'm currently trading at the minute. I wanted to wait before I got this video out because I was hoping to have some form of indices swing, whether that be the Dow Jones, the FTSE or whatever it is. However, unfortunately, the time around this video, there isn't much news that's moving indices at the minute. Everything is pretty much priced in. We're aware of the UK that's been in lockdown. Nothing wants to stop the Dow at the minute. The Dow just seems to want to go in one direction. So it's very difficult to have a swing position on an index at the minute. In order for me to get this video out, I've used a similar sort of strategy that I would do on indices, and I've applied it to trading this particular stock, which I'm pretty sure, as you've seen in previous videos, you're familiar with what stock it's going to be. Okay, so the stock that we're swinging at the minute is currently NEO. Okay, now at the minute, we all know with previous videos, and if you do trade yourself, NEO is going from strength to strength. I'm not going to go into too much detail about why that is. We're just going to look at some news articles and what it is that I'm looking for in order for me to be able to trade this position and look to swing it rather than day trade it. Okay, and then I'll give you an explanation of a day trade and why I look to day trade something, scalp it, so to speak, instead of actually looking to hold on to the position. Let's actually look at some articles as to why I entered on this particular stock for a swing position. Okay, so as you can see, NEO is pretty much the talk of the town at the minute. Okay, we've just recently had NEO Day, which pushed the stock up on Monday around about 10%. You've got a lot of articles here regarding NEO and everything else regarding that particular stock. It talks about launching mass market vehicles. It's also talking about this particular battery and why it's better than the Tesla battery. Chinese Tesla killer, NEO leads battery switching charge. I won't go into too much detail about each article, but as you can see, there's a lot of positive news around this particular stock at the minute. Okay, for me, I missed the first initial surge after NEO Day because I wanted to sit out of it and let it do its thing because I knew it was going to be very, very volatile on Monday. So by the end of the day, I was looking for a long position once we had some form of correction. So as I've said, there's a lot of good news coming out regarding this particular stock at the minute, and there's no reason to be short. So the main thing that I'm looking for when looking to swing a stock is that it's news driven. Okay, I'm not looking at technicals. I don't care if it's near an all-time high or it's at really strong support resistance levels. They are an indicator for me to get in long or short. However, the main driver behind swing trades for me is if it's news backed. Okay, and what I mean by that is the power of that news and what the effect of that news will be on that particular stock or on that particular index. Okay, this is where you go from here to here with trading. Okay, understanding the news and what that will mean for that particular index or that particular stock. Okay, we had recently in relation to the Dow Jones, the New York was potentially going into lockdown. Okay, now you don't need to be a brain surgeon to work out that if New York is going into lockdown, 9 times out of 10 other states are going to follow. In that particular case, I don't think New York actually went into lockdown, but a lot of these trades are done on buying the rumor, sell the fact, or sell the vice versa. Okay, selling the rumor, buying the fact. This is how trading works. You need to understand the importance of news and what it means for the particular stock. So for me, I've already explained the Atlas of Economic Indicators is the book that really helped me with trading. You need to realize the difference between, okay, I can nick 50, 100 points off the Dow Jones on this headline, or this is a really bad headline, there's going to be no reason to be long anytime soon. I'm looking to swing this and stay in this for a few days. As I said, there hasn't been any opportunities to do that at the minute, so I'm basically just using NEO as an example because there's been a lot of news around that, and that's for me is a key stock to be looking at. Okay, so let's actually look at the trade that I'm referring to in the first place. Okay, so as you can see, this is a NEO swing. Okay, now the reason why I'm in this NEO swing, as you can see on Monday, we had a big push up. Okay, we had a big push up on Monday. That was the day after NEO Day. Now, I actually did day trade this. I took my 2% along with the rest of my students as well. However, I didn't look to swing it, okay? Now, last night, as you can see here, the previous day's close is what a gap is, okay? So it's gapped up, and we've had the previous day's close, which is just round here where I'm circling now, okay? So we had a gap up on Monday, we pushed up, come back down, push back up a little bit, now we've come back down again, okay? Now, for me, I waited for this particular stock because it was absolutely coming off a cliff last night to get down, okay? Now, as you can see, my entry is literally as the gap's closed. For those of you who know what gap trading is, when a market's coming off like this, okay, and there's a gap that needs to be filled, 9 times out of 10, that gap will be filled. The reason why is because it's a psychological thing, okay? Psychologically, if I'm shorting this stock down, my take profit is going to be this area here, which is the gap close, okay? So as you can see, it literally, to a tick, come down, close the gap, and then started to push on. Now for me, I entered exactly as it closed the gap because I know that people down here are going to take their profits. So I'm looking for a swing position back up, okay? Now, as you can see, the stock's coming back down. I'm really not that bothered because as you can see, if I click that, I've locked in £2,000 anyway. So if the stock wants to carry on coming down, the worst case out of this swing over 24 hours is I've made £2,000. It's actually annoying because the position was actually about £12,000 this morning, but for some reason, the stock has absolutely come off. So we don't know why that is. But again, I'm not that bothered because I've locked in £2,000, okay? So just to explain, I mentioned that I don't look for solid supports and resistances. I do if they're offering it. And a news headline comes out, like for example, when New York was going into lockdown, I'm not looking for supports and resistances, it's how quickly I can get into that index. In that case, it'd be the Dow Jones, because I'm expecting the Dow to absolutely come off a cliff. And it did, it absolutely tanked 500, 600, 700 points, okay? Which we all made money on. So again, you need to understand the importance of news, okay? And when you're day trading and scalping, this is swing positions, okay? When you're scalping, you want to be looking for a quick 2%, and you need to be looking for news that could move that stock 1 or 2%, or an indice that can move that for a quick scalp. So whether that be some economic news that's coming out, whether that be jobless reports or GDP or whatever, you know that you could literally get in that, take your 100 points, take your 150 points and get out. Okay, so the difference between swing trading and day trading is the importance of the news and what that will mean for that particular stock or indice. Okay, so for those of you who are struggling with swing trading and those of you struggling with day trading, you need to brush up on news and how important it is for that particular stock and indice. Okay, like for example, recently I had a short position on GBP USD. You saw it on one of my previous videos, which I've done the £500 to £1,000 challenge. I've done that on my own main account as well, where the pound absolutely come off. Now the reason why that was I was looking to swing that position because we had a headline coming out where Boris Johnson said that it's looking very unlikely that we're going to have a Brexit deal done at the time of Brexit when everything was going on. So I know that's a massive headline. That is no reason to be long this particular, in that case, FX pair. I know that I can short that and I can run that position and I can lock in profits. Another important thing when swing trading, look to lock in profits, because in this particular case, as we look back at this stock, I've locked in £2,000. All right, although I could have had 12, which is a bit of a slap, but it doesn't matter because I've locked in profits. That was one thing that really changed swing trading for me, is because I'd go so on side, not lock in profits, and it'd come back and down and hit my break even. Okay, So it's really, really important to lock in profits when swing trading, all right? So again, the difference between day trading and swing trading, the importance of the news for that particular stock or indice. NEO, as we said, is a lot of good news coming out of that particular stock. A lot of reasons to be long it. You know, they're talking about NEO potentially coming into Europe as well. So you could look to swing this even longer. I probably won't. I'll probably hold it for a day or so, depending on what it wants to do. But again, the importance of the news is whether or not you look to scalp something or you look to run it and hold on to your position for as long as possible and bank profits along the way. Really, really important, okay? I do hope that helps. As I said, I was hoping to have a Wall Street example for you. When something like that does come up and the Wall Street position is available for a swing trade, I will put that up as an example. However, I just wanted to explain to you guys the difference between scalping and day trading and knowing when to do what. Okay, because it's really important. A lot of you guys will take 50 points off the Dow when you could have took 500 points if you understood the importance of the news. Okay, for you guys that are struggling, brush up on learning the importance of the news, and I'd recommend you buying the Atlas of Economic Indicators, because that tells you the importance of any economic data that's coming out and how important it could be for moving that stock. Guys, I'm going to love and leave you. If you're not already following me on Instagram, it's LockStockTom. Have a lovely day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers, guys.